Hello everyone. We are starting with chapter 5 of Mathematics and Statistics part 1, that is vectors. Okay, so let us go through the basics of vectors first, and then we can start with the first exercise. Okay, so we have done some part of vectors in physics as well, so it should not be so difficult to understand the same. Let us begin. So basically, vectors are quantities, physical quantities that have direction as well as magnitude. Okay, so one second. Yes, so we're starting with vectors. Okay, first of all, what are scalars? So scalars are those physical quantities that have only magnitude. For example, mass, volume, then temperature, density, are scalars. Okay, now let's come down to vectors. So what are vectors? A vector is a physical quantity having both magnitude as well as direction. So let us say we are talking about velocity of an object. So velocity is defined as speed, okay, plus direction. That means it has to give you direction as well as the magnitude of that velocity. Then it is a vector quantity. So any quantity that has magnitude as well as direction is called as a vector. For example, I said velocity, then we have force, acceleration, all these are physical quantities that are vectors. Now, how do you represent a vector? So basically, let us say if this we have as OA, okay, then OA bar is vector OA, also given as A bar. Okay, vector OA or OA bar or A bar, where O is called as the origin and A is the terminal point. Okay, A is called, or you can say O is the initial point and A is the terminal point. Okay, that is OA bar. Now, what is magnitude of a vector? How is it represented? So it is OA bar under the mod sign. This is modulus sign. This is the magnitude of a vector. It can also be given as modulus of small a bar. Okay, then let's go to types of vectors. So types of vectors. What are the types of vectors now? The first one is zero vector. So obviously zero vector, what will be the magnitude of a zero vector? It will be equal to 0. That is, how would we represent that? It is denoted by 0 bar. Okay. Now the direction of zero vector is not specific. Okay. And a magnitude of a zero vector is 0. Now unit vector. What will unit vector be then? Unit vector is whose magnitude is 1. A vector of magnitude 1 is called a unit vector. The unit vector in the direction of vector A bar is given by. So let us say that we have this vector OA, okay, denoted by A bar. Then unit vector in this direction is given by A cap. Okay, so this is how we define, or you can say, uh, mod of A cap is 1, that is magnitude of A cap is 1, then it is a unit vector. Okay, let's go to the next one. So equal vectors. What are equal vectors now? From the word itself, it tells you equal vectors are, the two vectors are said to be equal if they have the same magnitude, yes, and they have the same direction. So AB bar should be equal to CD bar and their magnitude should also be equal. Then they are called as equal vectors. Okay. So direction of AB bar should also be equal to direction of CD bar. Negative of a vector. What is negative of a vector? Negative of a vector. So let us say that we have a vector a bar. Then negative of this vector will be, what will it be? Minus a bar. Okay. So if we have a vector say b a bar, okay, then we can say that b a bar is equal to negative of a b bar. Okay, that is a negative value of the vector. A vector whose magnitude is the same as that of a bar and which is in the direction opposite to that of a bar is called a negative vector. So basically, we can have two vectors with the same magnitude but going in the opposite direction. Then those two vectors are called negative vectors of each other. Okay, so what is the main thing over here? The magnitude of BA bar is equal to magnitude of AB bar. This we have to remember. Okay, in a negative of a vector, only the directions are opposite. Let's go to collinear vectors. Collinear vectors. What are collinear vectors? So two or more vectors are said to be collinear if their direction are same or opposite irrespective of their magnitudes. Let us say these are A bar, B bar and C bar. And let's say this is going in the other direction. Such vectors represent parallel lines, hence are also called parallel vectors. So collinear vectors basically, if I say that A bar, B bar and C bar are collinear, okay, it also means that these vectors are parallel to each other. Okay, so they could have opposite directions, they could have same directions. They are called collinear vectors when they are parallel to each other. Like parallel vectors will be what then? The ones which have the same direction. Two or more vectors having same direction are called like parallel vectors. Unlike parallel vectors will be two vectors are said to be unlike if they are directed in the opposite direction. Two collinear vectors are like parallel or unlike parallel, right? So let's say collinear vectors are A, B and C. You can see that two vectors A bar and B bar are like parallel, right? Because they are in the same direction, whereas B bar and C bar are unlike parallel because they are in the opposite direction. Okay, remember that all three are collinear vectors because they are parallel to each other, even though their direction is not the same. Okay, now next, what is coplanar vectors? So vectors that lie in the same plane, okay, or in parallel planes are called as coplanar vectors. Okay, so this is simple. Now, free vector, a vector which can be shifted along its line of action or parallel to itself and whose initial point can be chosen anywhere, is called as a free vector. Localized vector, a vector which can be shifted only along its line of action, is called a localized vector. Okay. For example, if force is acting on a body, then in that direction only we can change its position. Then it is a localized vector. Free vector, it can be changed in any direction. Co-initial and co-terminus vectors, vectors having the same initial point, co-initial vectors, and co-terminus then will be vectors having the same terminal point are called co-terminus vectors. Now what we need to understand is algebra of vectors, that is addition, subtraction, scalar multiplication. Okay, so let us begin with scalar multiplication of vectors. This is fairly simple. Scalar multiplication. So basically a vector is multiplied by a scalar. Let us say that we have a vector a bar, okay, then we can have 1 into a bar will be equal to a bar, okay, that is 1 is a scalar. Again, minus 1 into a bar will be equal to minus a bar, okay, multiplied by a scalar minus 1. 0 into a bar is equal to 0, okay, bar, and k into 0 bar is equal to 0 bar. So now what does this mean? A vector can be multiplied by a scalar, by a negative scalar, by 0 and by If the vector is a zero vector, then what is the answer? The first one, 1 into a bar, minus 1 into a bar, minus a bar, 0 into a bar, that is multiplying 0 as a scalar quantity with a vector, answer is 0 bar. Okay. Then k into 0 bar is again 0 vector. So we have to remember this while scalar multiplication. Also, the associative and distributive properties of scalar addition. Let us see that. So k a bar, let us say that we have two vectors a bar and b bar and two scalars m and k. Okay. Then we can write this as, sorry, 1 minute. So we have m a bar, then we can write this as k plus m into a bar. That is, you can take the vector common and write it as addition of the scalars. Okay, then if we have k into m a bar, then it can be written as km into a bar. You can multiply the scalars, you can add the scalars, and then lastly you can distribute the scalars if we have two vectors multiplied with a scalar. So that will be ka bar plus kb bar. Okay, so this is scalar multiplication. Now let us understand what do we know about unit vectors. Okay, so unit vector a cap is equal to a bar upon magnitude of a bar. Okay, any vector a bar can be written as a bar equal to a into a cap. Okay, let us say that a bar is your vector, then it can be written as a into a cap, where this a is magnitude of the vector a bar. Okay, and what is this a cap over here called? It is called as the unit vector. Okay, very important to understand the concept of unit vector. Any magnitude vector, okay, magnitude of any vector multiplied with a unit vector gives you the vector itself. Again, I will repeat, the magnitude of any vector multiplied by a single unit vector, direction vector, gives you the vector itself, a bar. Okay. Now, if a bar and b bar are parallel or collinear, so we had learned about parallel and collinear vectors. Okay. So if a bar and b bar are parallel or collinear vectors, okay, then we can write a bar is equal to mb bar, where m is a non-zero scalar. Very important, one vector can be expressed as a scalar multiple of the other, okay, if they are parallel or collinear vectors. This property we will use in a lot of sums, so we should remember that if two vectors are collinear or parallel, then they can be expressed as scalar multiples of each other. That is, a bar is equal to mb bar. Okay. Now, addition of two vectors, this is called as the triangle law of vectors. So let us say triangle law of vectors. I will just put it in very simple words for you with a diagram to remember. Let us say that OA bar is one vector denoted by A bar. Okay. Then we have AB as the next vector, then it denoted by B bar, and then we have OB as the final vector. Okay. Then the triangle law of addition of vectors says that if A bar and B bar are two non-zero vectors represented by OA bar and represented by vector B bar at AB bar, then the vector OB is said to represent the sum of the vectors A and B. Okay, so we'll say that OB is the sum of the vectors. OB bar is equal to C bar, the final vector, where C bar is equal to addition of A bar plus B bar. also written as OB bar is equal to OA bar plus AB bar. Okay, so this plus this, okay, is equal to this. Yes, A bar plus B bar. This is called as the triangle law of vector addition. Note that magnitude of C bar is not equal to the sum of magnitudes of A bar and B bar. It is only the vector sum of A bar plus B bar which is equal to C bar. Very important. Now, you cannot do this as you can say magnitude of C bar is not equal to magnitude of A bar plus magnitude of B bar. This property is not for direct addition. This property is for vector addition, that is C bar is a vector which is equal to addition of two vectors A bar and B bar. That does not necessarily mean that magnitude of resultant will be equal to addition of magnitude of the separate vectors. Okay, this is very important while using the triangle law of vectors. Okay, then we come down to parallelogram law of vectors. So let's go to the next page. Parallelogram law of vectors. So how do we draw this parallelogram law of vectors? Now let's first construct a parallelogram here. Okay, so 1 second. Parallelogram law of vectors, we'll see this as O, A, C, and B. So OACB here is your parallelogram. OA can be written as A bar. AC we are calling as B bar here. Okay. And then by triangle law of vectors, what will be value of OC? It will be A bar plus B bar. Okay. Then BC is opposite to OA, so it will be A bar. Okay. And AC is opposite to OB, so it will be B bar. Okay. Now OA bar plus OB bar is equal to OA bar plus OB bar is equal to OC bar. So OA bar is what? A bar plus OB bar is B bar is equal to, what is A bar plus B bar? OC bar, right? So OA plus OB is OC. Okay. You can also write this as OA bar plus AC bar is equal to OC bar. Okay. But OA is equal to OB. Sorry, OA is equal to BC. 1 second. AC bar, AC is equal to OB. Okay, so we can also write this as A bar plus B bar is equal to OC bar. Basically, by triangle law of vectors, what you can say is adjacent sides, this one and this one, is equal to the diagonal. Okay, that is the parallelogram law of vectors using the triangle law of vectors. Thus, parallelogram law of vectors can be stated as sum of two vectors OA and OB is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram through O, of which OA and OB are adjacent sides. Okay, so basically parallelogram vectors adjacent side addition is equal to the diagonals. Clear? This is parallelogram law of vectors. Now, Properties of vector addition. Vector addition is commutative. If a bar and b bar are any two vectors, then, so if we have a bar plus b bar, then it is equal to b bar plus a bar. Vector addition is commutative. Okay. Next property says that vector addition is associative. Now, what is associative? If we have a bar plus b bar plus c bar, then we can also write it as a bar plus b bar plus c bar. So you can do any addition first and any addition later. That is associative law. Okay. For any vector, if we have a bar plus the zero vector, okay, or 0 bar plus a bar, then the answer is the vector itself. Okay, the zero vector is called the additive identity for vector addition. For any vector, if you have the negative vector added to it, what will be the answer? It will be zero vector. Okay, polygonal law of vectors. Now, polygonal law of vectors is based on the triangle law of vectors. Okay, so what I will do is when we are, or I can actually explain you the polygonal law and then we can do a numerical on the same. So let us draw a polygon first. So we'll take 1 second. So we'll take OA, AB, okay. Then we take OB. Then we'll extend BC, and then we'll join OC, okay. Then we will extend CD, and we will join OD. Okay. Now OA is A bar, AB is B bar. What is OB bar? It will be A bar plus B bar by triangle law of addition. Let's say if BC is C bar, then what is OC bar? Again by triangle law of addition, A bar plus B bar plus C bar. Okay, we'll call this as D bar. Then OD bar is A bar plus B bar plus C bar plus D bar. Okay, so from the diagram, the vector law of addition is also clear, triangle law of addition, sorry, and also you can fairly well understand the polygonal law. So basically I am going to write this as OD bar is equal to, okay, OD bar will be equal to OC bar plus CD bar, but OC bar can be given by OB bar plus BC bar plus CD bar, okay. Then, but OB bar can be written as OA bar plus AB bar plus BC bar plus CD bar, right? So OA is A bar, AB is B bar, BC is C bar, and CD is D bar. Clear? So this is the vector. OD represents the sum of all the four vectors A bar, B bar, C bar, and D bar. Clear? So this is your polygonal law of addition of vectors. If you have many resultant vectors like this starting from the same common point, then this is how we are going to do the vector addition. Clear? So this is the basics of vectors. Now subtraction of two vectors is basically adding the negative of a particular vector. What does that mean? So let's try and understand this last thing. Let's say I'm doing a vector A bar minus B bar, okay. Then I can write this as A bar plus minus of B bar. What does this mean? I am adding the negative of B bar to A bar, adding the negative of the second vector to the first vector, okay, where minus B bar is the negative vector of B bar. Now, how do you represent this in a diagram? So let us say that I have OA as A bar, Okay, then I have AB as B bar, and I have OB, okay, as my resultant vector, that is A bar plus B bar. Okay, then how do I represent A bar minus B bar? So I said that B bar, adding the negative of B bar. Negative of B bar is basically what? Magnitude remains the same, direction is opposite. So we'll go downwards now. This will be minus B bar, and now I will find out. Let's say I'll call this as C point. Then OC bar is equal to A bar plus minus B bar, which is equal to A bar minus B bar. So this is how I will represent the subtraction of two vectors. Okay. This is also again using the triangle law of vector addition only. Okay. Now we have to do theorems based on collinear vectors and some corollaries, and then we can begin with the first exercise. So in the next session, I will do the theorem and then we will begin with the first exercise. If you have any doubts regarding the basics of vectors, you can let me know. Thank you so much.